Resist.
Resist. Resist. Resist.
Resist. How is it that we have become so technologically advanced and still take pleasure in human sacrifice, murder? How long will it take for humanity to evolve this morbid desire out of its consciousness and DNA? Can humanity exist without the need to sacrifice its own? Amanda Todd. Murdered. Retta Parsons. Murdered. Hannah Smith. Murdered. These murders are a horrific price to pay for technological advancement. These murders must stop in order for humanity to have a meaning.
Hannah was found at the family home by her 16-year-old sister upstairs on Friday. Well-wishers have been leaving flowers and messages outside the house. All of them say how much Hannah will be missed. The family and friends are devastated by what's happened. And the head teacher at Lutterworth High School has described Hannah as a bright, popular and thoughtful girl who had everything to live for. Now, last night I came to the family home and I spoke to David Smith, Hannah's father. He told me that while he's grieving for his daughter, he's also extremely angry. In the months running up to Hannah's death, he said that she suffered a torrent of abuse online. Like millions of people right across the line, she was a user of the Latvian-based website Ask FM, where people can go online and ask questions of other users. Now, the messages can be posted anonymously, and Mr. Smith told me that she was receiving messages that included "You must die." He's calling for changes. He's calling for David Cameron to act for this and on this, and Mr. Smith himself is part of an online campaign against Ask FM.
Xils Lab, €59. Here's the latest synthesizer, vocoder and effects emulation from Xils Lab. The V Plus is based on the Roland VP330 synthesizer. Let's take a look. Interface-wise, the interface is very easy to work with, even if you have never owned a physical synthesizer. No reading of the manual was necessary in order to add the vocoder effect to a vocal sample loop. Great. Using the V Plus as a straightforward synthesizer is a very pleasing experience due to the awesomeness of the presets featuring wonderful strings and male and female voice sounds. There's an arpeggiator for sequencing notes for all manner of musical passages. As you would expect, there are a host of features for sound design. Conclusion: the V Plus is a great synthesizer, vocoder and effects unit that is generously priced for you to own. The sound is quite astounding. It's a winner. Platinum. Wavesfactory plugins, Trackspacer, €59. Getting a good mix isn't easy. The bass conflicts with the bass drum, guitars can get in the way of the percussive top end and so on. Enter Trackspacer. Space, how wide can you go? In a nutshell, you should be able to arrive at the right mix using the Trackspacer to create space where it is needed. By placing the Trackspacer on the bus channel, or channels, you can effectively add space to conflicting instruments and create natural sounding side chains. Conclusion: Trackspacer is very effective. It works very well. Recommended. A must-have if you find yourself struggling to get the perfect mix. Platinum. Sugar Bytes, wow, €2. 99. Sugar Bytes have done it again. Wow, €2. Hey, the review could have ended there because that's all you need to know if you love the element of experimentation in your music. What is it? Wow 2 is the successor to the original Wow filter effect. Wow 2 is a filter effect bursting with 21 filters and 3 different analog modeling overdrives and 4 digital distortion functions are included. Use them pre or post the filter. Don't worry if you didn't understand all that because the Wow 2 interface is a pleasure to explore. The presets are awesome and they will have you playing around with the possibilities for hours. Conclusion, you will absolutely be wowed too. Sorry. But it is true. Wow 2 is a godsend to electronic music like the rest of the wonderful gifts that Sugar Bytes have provided for you. You needed Wow 2 yesterday. Wow 2 is truly inspirational. Use it to create wobble bass lines, freak those tired ass beats and create your own sonic world. Double platinum. Zara Page and Layout Designer 9, £59.99. Here is an alternative to Adobe InDesign and Quark Express that is very cost effective. At £59.99, Page and Layout Designer 9 should be all that you need to create printed material to promote yourself as an artist or band. Pick a template, just like the web designer program. Page and Layout Designer 9 has many templates to choose from. Business cards, compliment slips, newsletters, flyers and more. The beauty of this program is that you will be familiar with it if you have used Web Designer 9 Premium because they are cut from the same cloth. Another bit of good news is that the templates are ready for professional printing. For example, if you use Vistaprint and you wanted to design your own business card from scratch within Page and Layout Designer 9, it's very easy. Once you have finished with your design, you can then save it as a PDF and send it to Vistaprint for printing. It would have been useful to be able to determine the paper size when launching a new document if you wanted to design a custom paper. However, this can be done by altering the page settings. Professional printing. It is very easy to produce a CMYK PDF to print at other professional bureaus. Once your design has been completed, it is a matter of exporting to PDF and all the settings have been done for you. Conclusion. Page and Layout Designer 9 is a very simple, easy-to-use DTP program that enables you to produce professionally designed documents for professional printing or for sharing via PDF and graphic formats such as JPEG and PNG. The interface takes a bit of getting used to if you're coming off, say, Microsoft Publisher. That said, the interface is logical to follow. Zara Page and Layout Designer scores gold. Zara Designer Pro X9 32 and 64-bit versions, £249. Designer Pro X9 is a Swiss Army knife of a program that combines web design, desktop publishing and photo editing. You'd be right to think that it is a combination of web designer, page and layout designer and photo and graphic designer. Once again, if you are used to any one of the Zara programs featured in this broadcast, you will be able to get to grips with Designer Pro X9, which takes the Zara concept of design further with enhanced capabilities in photo editing and document production. In a nutshell, it is the equivalent of combining the top Adobe design programs, InDesign, Photoshop, Illustrator and Dreamweaver. Therefore the £249 asking price is an absolute steal in comparison to the Adobe CS suite of software. Sure, Designer Pro X9 does not have the equivalent to the Adobe video editing program that is Premiere. But with the money you have saved, you will be able to afford the Magix Movie Edit Pro video editing program, for example. The good news is that it is possible to create Flash and GIF animations for the web interface. The interface is quite easy to use, especially if you have never used the aforementioned Adobe products. However, if you are used to using Adobe products, the interface will take a bit of getting used to. All the tools are there and it will probably take you a couple of hours to get to grips with it. Fortunately, there are great tutorials available that shows you how to make the most of this fabulous program. Photoshop compatibility. Photoshop has many third-party filter plugins to enable some awe-inspiring photorealistic effects such as fire, lightning and so on that would otherwise take ages to create with just Photoshop alone. These filter plugins are compatible with Designer Pro X9. Great. What is not so great is that the wonderful plugins is not compatible with the 64-bit version of the software. Conclusion. This is a great improvement over the previous version that makes photo compositing so much easier than before. It is very pleasing to convert flat shapes into 3D and be able to adjust the contours. It is so empowering, especially for the novice. That said, it would have been so useful to be able to extract people and objects from backgrounds in a couple of clicks. Background extraction can be done, but it can be a bit of a pain when the background color isn't uniform. Designer Pro X9 represents great value for money and it scores solid platinum. The sample loops are available in the following formats where stated: WAV files, Rex2 loops, Apple loops, Akai MPC samples, Acid loops/samples, Stylus RMX loops, Reason refills, Ableton Live packs, Reason NNXT samples, Native Instruments Contact, Battery samples, Steinberg Halion samples, Logic EXS24 samples, SFZ samples for Cakewalk, Emulator X2 samples, Alessi's Fusion samples, Moto Mach 5 samples, Giga Studio samples, Roland Phantom X samples, Roland MV8000/8800 samples, Roland MC909 samples, Yamaha Motif samples, and Korg Trident samples, and many more. on DVD, Repo Men, directed by Miguel Sapochnik, cast, Jude Law, Forrest Whitaker, Liev Schreiber, Alice Braga, Carice Van Houten, UK release, August 2010, Marmite. Repo Men is like Marmite, either you love it or hate it. I personally thought it was a great satire in the way the recent Dread remake promised to be, but fell way short of the mark. The city of Toronto makes for a great futuristic backdrop, and it's very much a part of this movie. If, for some reason, you missed it, you can get it on DVD for about £3. Repo Men tells the tale of two buddies, Remy, played by Jude Law, and Jake, Forrest Whitaker, who make a living from ruthlessly reclaiming the artificial organs of those who fail to make the payments. One day Remy wakes up and finds himself the proud owner of an artificial heart, and ironically he loses the heart. See what I did there? To pursue the falters and remove artificial organs, or frigs for short. Soon enough, Remy finds himself on the wrong side of his buddy, Jake, who in turn sees Remy as another job. Remy goes on the run and hooks up with a one-time love, Beth, who happens to be fitted with a multitude of overdue forgs. Both Remy and Beth mount a bid to escape, flee the country. Will the unrelenting Jake turn a blind eye for his friend? Special effects. I appreciate that the special effects do not take over the story as they do with many sci-fi movies of late. Yes, there's a lot of blood and gore, but it's down to the Repo Men performing impromptu surgical procedures. In addition, there are some nice satirical adverts playing in the background. I personally think that the movie gets better after repeated viewing. The soundtrack is pretty decent too. The DVD extras is worth watching. 8 out of 10. Zara Designer Pro X9, Magix Movie Edit 2013 Plus, and Magix Music Maker 2013 Premium.